What you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
You taking shots from afar, I'ma meet you at your front door. So hard to be doing what you really meant for, beauty. But don't I make it look easy? Don't I make it look good? Hey, you drink up all my liquor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 29, volume 3 of Big Fan, your number one Corona quarantine podcast. My name is Chad East, and I'm a big fan of nurturing women during quarantine, online poker tournaments, and of course, blooming onions from Outback delivered directly to the house.
Oh, man, I'm a fan of that. My name is Hank Eimer. I'm a big fan of quote-unquote social distancing from those individuals you don't want to talk to, turning your back lot into a legitimate 10-year-old mountain bike destination, and calling in and killing your first turkey of 2020.
First turkey, eh? Wow, that is an exciting time, Hank. Before we jump into this wonderful episode of The Big Fan, we have a special guest host tonight that's dropping in for a couple minutes, and she kind of wants to share like her experience so far with COVID-19. Our special guest host tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Miss Olivia East, the one and only.
Yeah, yeah, Olivia.
Beautiful introduction. I was kind of digging quarantine at first, just hanging out. But now I have a bunch of homework and starting to get a little stir crazy with everybody here, especially old Chad right here.
What are you talking about, old Chad right here? Am I causing you trouble?
A little bit.
Well, please discuss.
You're also causing family trouble, apparently, because no one can get on the Wi-Fi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so because we are podcasting remotely here, we by our fine producer, Mr. Moose, he said, look, no other streaming devices can go on during the podcast. So I just had to ask my wife to get off Netflix, my daughter to get off their games. So there's not too many people happy with me right now, Hank.
No, and I'm sure your producer, Moose, is not going to be very happy with you if you don't realize that your 1983 laptop doesn't pick up as well as others. And so when she talks, you better slide that towards her, because I would rather hear her lovely voice than yours.
Can we speak to the producer real quick? Moose, with a thumbs up or whatever, did Olivia's voice come through okay?
Hey, guys, with this ultimate technology we're using right now, I can actually chime into the podcast. Yeah, she came in just fine.
So glad.
But she could be closer.
Okay, got it. So, Olivia, I'm going to ask you, as our special guest host tonight, to scoot a little bit closer to your daddy. I know as a high school student, that's probably very uncomfortable for you right now, but I am going to hug you. See how close we are? So Olivia, I noticed one thing that you are really, really fond of during this quarantine time. It's the Nintendo Switch and a new game that we purchased for you before everything kind of hit the fan. It is called
Animal Crossing.
So Hank, Andrew, have you heard about this new game, Animal Crossing by Nintendo Switch? It is sold out everywhere. You can't find a copy. Basically, I heard you can't even find a Nintendo Switch out there anymore. Y'all familiar?
No, I'm not familiar. You got to remember, my 10-year-old son is locked into Fortnite. If it is not Fortnite, it is nothing.
I understand. Well, Olivia, can you tell the wonderful audience here what Animal Crossing is? Because to me, it seems very boring, but You might have a different spin on this. Go ahead.
Well, you build your own little life, your own little town. You're the mayor. It is kind of boring at times, but you have to do these daily chores, and you have to have all this responsibility of managing your town. So it's not just a game. It's also a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, guy.
It's life.
So I asked her the other day, Olivia, what have you done the last hour and a half? She picked radishes. Was it radishes or rocks?
It was weeds.
She picked weeds out of her village for an hour and a half. She picked weeds. Virtual weeds, not real weeds. I was like, if you're picking weeds, go out in our front yard and pick some real ones, right? But no.
I was getting ready to say, why would you not send her outside? Your yard will look immaculate.
No doubt. She did pick up some sticks in the yard, so I got to give her that. But Anyway, this Animal Crossings game is kind of like taking the world by storm. I guess you just build your own little town, whatever way you want it, right?
But it's a way to be connected. So people are doing like virtual graduations on there and stuff, and like weddings that have been canceled. I've seen people do weddings on there
through the game.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's a little insane, but it works.
Aren't these little animal creatures?
No, you're a person, but there are also villagers that are animal creatures.
Do they have like a big bash after the wedding, like a reception? People like breakdancing and
I don't think
drinking wine.
Breakdancing.
Nobody's breakdancing.
Animal Crossing, sadly. Oh my.
Is there a smaller gentleman that likes to take off his shirt mid-dance?
I think I'd have to give the game back if that happened. I don't think I'd keep it anymore.
Oh, you return the game if you saw a smaller gentleman breakdancing at the wedding reception?
Yes. Removing his shirt, really getting into it if it were Michael Jackson or NSYNC. I'm just saying there could be an animal that does that. I'm not sure.
That's pretty funny.
That's not family-friendly content, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's very true, very true. Hank, while we're sitting here, this is the first time, this is our second remote podcast for Big Fan, but it's the first time we've ever broadcast at night, right? This is the first time we're coming to you live at 9:00 in the evening on a Thursday, and it's actually the first time I've ever had a cocktail as we broadcasted Big Fan.
It's fantastic. I'm doing the same.
So what is your drink of choice over there, sir?
Well, I'd like to tell you I've got multiple options over here, Chad. I've got Pisgah Graybeard, okay? A very nice American IPA. And I also have just a little bit of Bullet on the Rocks.
Sounds like a really good start to the evening, Hank.
Could be the end as far as I'm concerned. If we
Yes, probably so. I'm sipping on my standard, which is just a vodka, ice with a little water, and a couple lemon squeezes. And so it's really in the spot right now. Olivia, before we pop into the rest of the podcast of Big Fan, is there anything that's, what are you missing? What are the things that you're doing different since we've been in this quarantine for the last 4 weeks?
I'm missing all my friends. Tough times.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I'm eating a lot.
You're eating a lot. Is there?
I already ate a lot, but I ate a lot more. I'm just here the whole day. So
you don't really eat that much. But what is the thing what's your go-to kind of your snack or your food these days?
I don't know. Goldfish, probably.
Goldfish.
You like me some goldfish?
Yeah. Goldfish, crowd favorite over here.
Yeah.
A lot of popcorn too. Yeah. Any
pickles? I know the East family loves pickles.
Olivia doesn't like pickles.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Well, Olivia, hopefully sooner than later, we're going to kind of get this thing back on track. I've got a real positive feeling that, before long, you're going to be able to see your friends again and, hug them and all that fun stuff that we miss because, you're a hugger like me.
I'm not.
You're not a hugger?
I'm not a big physical contact.
Hey, Chad, let me introduce you to your daughter, Olivia. Good gravy.
I wanted her to be a hugger. I think maybe I'm the last hugger left in this world, in this quarantine world.
Yeah.
I miss you know what? I almost wrote a song the other day about hugging. That's how much I miss hugging. You know what? So do you remember the song by LL Cool J, I Need Love, right? Remember that song?
Right. Yeah.
So I was laying in bed. I was like, man, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call telling me I need a hug. So I was going to rap the whole song about hugging instead of loving. How about that, Hank?
Hey, what was awesome about that is you changed one word and you think you changed one word. That's all you did.
So funny, Hank. Yes, you're right. Well, I guess I'm not really a good rapper nor a lyricist. I'm just a stealer of people's of raps. Yes, that's what I do.
Let's leave it that you have good memory. That's all you got is good memory.
So wonderful. Well, Olivia, we're so glad to have you here tonight on the podcast. And Moose, I haven't told you this, but Olivia is really thinking about maybe starting her own podcast, and hopefully with the help of the Mesh, she and one of her girlfriends who are high school students in 9th grade might want to just give maybe an every other week kind of update of what's happening on the high school scene, if you would be down. I put you on the spot right now, Moose. So, what do you think?
I think it's a great idea. We're actually reaching out as a network to a lot of folks right now because of our remote capabilities and all that good stuff going on right now. Now's the best time to start your podcast. So if you're interested, you can head over to info@themesh.tv, leave me an email. I'll reach out to you. Have Olivia send me an email, but copy you in.
We'll do it, absolutely. And that is a transition, and that's a fantastic ad spot right there, Moose. I'm very proud of you. That's why he makes the big bucks, Hank. That's why he makes the big bucks.
Oh, we know why.
I make tens of dollars on the podcast.
Very good. Well, Olivia, thank you, baby.
All
So
right,
I'm so happy that you're here tonight.
It kind of looks like Moose is having like a slushy. I keep seeing him go back to his Yeti, and he's like he's like a serpent. He's going like trying to like force something down. Either you have like pudding in there, or what are you eating?
I have a bad ice chewing problem.
Okay.
And I chew ice all the time. That's what I'm
All right. I was just wondering what you were doing. All right.
Question for you, because I have a friend who has the same type of addiction, Moose. She prefers they don't eat. Oh man, it's the convenience store really small pellets. They're not the pellets like you would get.
No, it's the hospital ice. It's the pellet ice.
It is.
Pellet ice
Is
for
that
life.
is that your addiction too? You got to have that.
Of course it is. That's every ice eater's dream is pellet ice.
And
if you try to
where do you go to get it?
If you try to get a pellet ice machine in your house, you're gonna need a personal loan.
I've heard in the thousands and thousands of dollars to get a pellet ice machine. Is that correct?
100%. I mean, it is. I don't know. They have the market cornered on that thing and just charge out the whatever they want to for it, and people pay for it because you know why? It's worth it.
Because if you got to get that ice fix, that pellet ice fix, you go pay whatever. Just like Pookie on New Jack City, he's gonna do whatever he can. He'll sell a turkey. He'll sell babies' diapers to get that fix.
You know what?
First taste is always free.
Yeah. Hey. That's why they put it high. Is that demographic is large. They just trying to get all the ice eaters out there. They know how
the ice eaters. Yes.
getting all them ice eaters.
Love them ice eaters. Well, Hank, you mentioned in your intro that you got it sounds like a BMX bike trail in your front yard now. Tell me a little bit about this.
Let's not get it twisted. We're not doing BMX over here. This isn't rad. All right. We got mountain bikes going on over here. So my boy and the Zagaroli boy across the street have been on mountain bike kick for years. Now Zagaroli is a little bit harder into it, but this quarantine time, I've got 2 lots behind my house that for the last 3 years I have spent time and energy just clearing out, just because there was underbrush and I've been killing stuff, and it's finally to the point where it's clear, right?
Well, are you real rich? You have 2 lots behind your house that you own, you rich son of a bitch.
Let me tell you something. I got 2 lots that nobody wanted, and I was willing to pay taxes on. So they about gave them to me.
Okay.
All right. So I got these 2 lots behind my house, and we've cleared them out. Let me tell you why I bought them in the first place. Is my boy got bit by a copperhead when he was 2 years old, right?
Scary.
That lot back there was like the Temple of Doom. There was more snakes back there than anybody wanted to deal with. So what I did is I bought them for my son's health. Thank you for bringing that up. And I cleared them off. And to this day, my lot comes downhill. Those lots come downhill and they meet in the middle, right? So it's from the street behind me, you've got a descent. From my house, you got a descent. So these two in the quarantine have decided to take rakes, shovels, wood, and just carve out a track. So from my house, they come down the right side of my house. They cut behind my retaining wall. They go under the tree house. They come back, hit a jump, and then they cross this ravine on a bridge that Charlie Zagaroli and I built. I will give credit to Charlie Zagaroli, who is a master woodworker. I did a lot of 10% on that, but it was a critical 10%. All right. I did holding. I did some cutting. It was critical. But other side, what we've decided to do, we've got wood berms like a ride wall. Okay, like a ride wall, right?
Yeah.
We've got steps we're jumping off of. We got a teeter totter. It's getting real. I don't think you could ride your bike on this course.
Well, there is no way I could ride my bike on that course, but I mean, this sounds like we're getting close to professional status over here, brother.
It's getting close, and I was hesitant to even talk about it on the big fan because I don't want the liability of these suckers rolling up and try to drop in on a course that they have no business being on because
you're gonna have
trying to
cats
do a
from
wall ride.
You're gonna have cats from Longview and all over the place just popping over to your backyard, and before you know it, it'll be 7:30 in the morning. You'll have like 43 kids in the backyard just popping wheelies and doing ramps and stuff.
I'm gonna be sitting on my back deck having coffee, and they're gonna say, "Oh man, get it back inside before I break your hip."
Well, that's fun, man. So that's one of the things you're doing during quarantine time, I guess. You're building bike ramps and bike parks. Anything other interesting things you doing during the time?
Well, we can get back to the turkey, but one of the things is turkey season started. Well, let's go ahead and jump on that. I've got two things I want to talk about. Turkey season comes once a year in the spring. And it really comes down to this is the mating season for the males. And
is that a good turkey call right there? How do they sound?
There
you go. There you go.
All right. So they're ready to get it on. Let me just say that. All right. So the thing is a smart man once told me, if you can make a turkey thinks of three things: girls, food, and me. If you can get him thinking about girls, he doesn't care about the other two.
Just like us, right?
Yep, right. So what you end up doing is you go down, you get in a blind, you put out you put out decoys, okay? You put out other turkeys, fake turkeys, okay? Early in the morning, I get up 5 o'clock. I end up getting in my car. I drive to a piece of property about 20 minutes away. Grab these decoys. I grab a male and female pair. So it's a mating pair. So you have a girl that's laying on the ground, and on the ground, male on top. Then I put another female about 10 feet from her. Do you know what this does to a male that walks up on this cat? So that the male, the guy that I put on him was an adolescent male. They're called Jakes, okay? They're called Jakes. Right? The big guys are Toms. When a Tom comes around a corner, sees a Jake with two women, and he doesn't have any, you don't think he gets hot? Right?
You put Keith Sweat music going on in the background as like this decoy setup is happening?
So imagine this. I'm sitting at 6 o'clock, I get in that blind. It's dark. About 6:40, I hear this boy, this man turkey, start going at it because he's coming off the roost and he's trying to find a woman, right? Yeah. So what do? I hit my box call, let him know I'm a pretty young thing and I'm right around the corner, right? Yeah. So he starts calling to me. I start calling to him. It goes on for about an hour. He gets quiet. So the rule is once you're calling, you feel like they're coming towards you, you just shut up. They're coming, right? He's coming to find this girl. So next thing you know, I'm sitting there. This guy comes out of the right corner of my eye, and he is beelining for this Jake. He is not happy with this cat. He's got two girls. He doesn't have any. He blouses up, which means he shows his feathers. He's looking cool, right? He walks around him, jumps up, kicks this cat in the head. Kicks him square in the head. Doesn't faze the Jake. He gets a little perturbed, puts down his guard, boom. Turkey goes down. Hank Eimer, first turkey of the year.
Wow, Hank. Congratulations, buddy.
I'll drink to that.
Congratulations. So, I mean, it's kind of like romantic, these little turkeys. Like, you see any like romance in the air when they're doing this stuff? What's happening? I really want to know the in and outs of turkey porn, if I could. Can you elaborate?
Well, I'll tell you what happens. The funny thing is the big guys who've been there around there for 3-4 years, they know not to mess around. They're looking for a discerning woman that will come to them. They don't have to go get their woman, right?
Gotcha.
The Jakes, who are the young guys, they're hitting everything they can, boy. They're hitting geese, they're hitting ducks, they're hitting everything they can. All right. They're like a 16-year-old boy. But I'll tell you one thing. If you get them thinking about a woman and you show them a woman, everything else goes blank. All right. I've not grown up a hunter, but there's a special thing when you hear that turkey gobble at 6:30 in the morning. It'll make your blood curdle.
Wow. That's pretty exciting stuff, man.
Man, was a hunting show, did you?
Yeah, this is, I'm not a hunter. I am definitely not. I'm more of a lover. I'm more of a lover than a hunter, right? Right, Hank?
Yep.
So I've never even been hunting. I don't even think I've even seen a turkey. I've never seen a live turkey. I've seen a turkey on Thanksgiving dinner on the table, but I have not seen a live turkey. So I just was curious if the turkey's ever sang, "I don't see nothing wrong with a little gobble grind." What do you think, man? You think?
I don't know, but I got 2 turkey feet sitting in my downstairs refrigerator with a turkey tail in there too. So if you want to come over and see that, you can.
I think I might pop by and see that. So what are you going to do with that turkey? You going to I guess, cook it up or whatever you do to a turkey?
Oh yeah, we're going to make turkey nuggets. I will tell you though that not everybody's a hunter, and that's okay. That's good. And we're going to eat the turkey, so it went to good, it died for a good reason. My little boy for the last year has been working on a shotgun. He's on a 410, then he went to a 20 gauge and is feeling good about it. The day before the hunt, we went out Friday and he was shooting his gun to make sure he felt good with it. And he looked at me, he's like, "I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
I can't kill something."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Are you mad?" He was like, "But you really want me to go?" And I was like, "I don't care if you go, buddy. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it." And I mean, I understand that there's people out there that don't want to do it, and that's fine. But this is like politics, is I understand his side and he understood my side. That's it. Hey, everybody's got a different opinion.
Absolutely, man. That's what makes life so wonderful. If you don't want to do it, hey, more power.
Don't do it.
You don't have to do it. Yes, absolutely.
Don't judge me for doing it.
That's it. There you go, buddy. There you go. Well, congratulations on the turkey hunt. That sounds pretty exciting. Maybe I can pop on one of these little. I like to get in the blind. I'd like to get in the blind with you, Hank. Can you drink bourbon in the blind? What do you do while you wait on the turkeys?
Yeah, hey, we'll go on an afternoon. This is what we'll do, Chad. Let's do before the next podcast because turkey season ends May 15th.
Okay.
Let's meet, go out to our property, sit in a blind. We won't even take a gun. All right. Okay. We'll call them in. We'll see what those cats do to those decoys, and you can report back.
Turkey porn. I love this. This is great, man. This is new. Dude, we starting a new trend, brother. Turkey porn. Good.
All right. Hey, I'm glad to be part of it. I guess I don't know if I like my role in this. I'm not sure.
Yes, it's like you're I don't know what you're doing.
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
Hey, before I went to that one, I was kind of thinking a little bit. You were talking about activities and stuff like that. And we talked a little bit about this the last time we were on there, but I feel like 2 weeks has allowed me to really evaluate kind of my day-to-day activity. And, I'm still going to the office every day. I know you've got a kind of a schedule that's similar to your regular schedule. I mean, you go into work, but not as frequently. You're doing stuff from home. Mine's more.
I'm there every day. Yeah, we're there every day.
Okay, but I'm saying your office isn't there all the time. Like everybody isn't there, correct?
Yeah, staggered schedules. You're right.
Yeah, right. So you start to look at your activities a little bit differently. You've got time on your hands, and what activities have you done in the last 2 weeks that maybe you haven't done in the last 2 years that much? Like I'll tell you right now, with like Harris on that bike in the backyard, I'd get on my bike once a month. I'm on that thing every day now, right? I'm in that back lot. We're riding, we're grinding, we're building. So biking's been kind of a big thing. Walking's been a big thing. We're cooking more.
Yes.
We're probably drinking more. right?
Some may be. Yes, some may
Some
be.
may be. What are some of the things you're getting into more that maybe you didn't think you were getting into?
Well, Hank, I'm not a very handy person. You know this. We've discussed this many times. When it comes to doing handyman chores around the house, something as easy as like taking a screw out of the wall. Maybe, when you want to replace the light switch outlet, it's got two screws and you pull them off and you punch another little, that little frame thing that goes over the light switch outlet. I'm not even
Yeah.
really good at that, brother. But I'll tell you what I did because I love my daughter so. And I painted a room by myself, Hank. I painted. I'm not good with the paintbrush. I'm not good with any kind of manual labor. But my daughter and I, last Sunday, Easter Sunday, remember when the big storm came and it was pouring down rain and all that stuff here at Hickory? We painted her room, and my wife was basically saying, there ain't no way y'all gonna get this thing done. You can't do it, Chad. You're not a painter. You're not good at this. I was like, watch me go. I want you to watch me go. So we locked ourselves in Lucy Rose's room for 5.5 to 6 hours and painted her room. And by God, it looks fabulous. Fabulous. Not
Fabulous,
just
huh?
one color, Hank. We painted an accent wall, another color, 2 paint colors in one room. I was blown away that we did that together. And the greatest thing ever, Jennifer didn't even walk in the room because if she were to walk in there like normally, me and Jennifer probably yell at each other. But with Lucy Rose and I doing it, we kept encouraging each other like, hey, you put that blue tape on pretty straight, Lucy Rose. And she said, hey, Dad, you didn't spill too much paint on the floor. We were encouraging each other, man. It was fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, so anyway, we got it done. I had some paint on my face, my arms, a little bit on my shirt, but for the most part, man, it was amazing. Amazing things happened during quarantine, brother.
That
Amazing.
does sound amazing, man. Who'd you bring over to paint the top of the walls?
We didn't paint the ceilings, Hank, and I have a
No,
step
I'm
ladder.
saying the top. I'm saying the top 3 feet of the wall.
I have a step ladder, Hank. I know you're trying to make some jokes over here, and I don't think that's very funny at all. But I took care of the top area, and Lucy Rose took care of the bottom area, and we got it done together as a team.
Hey, that's good stuff.
Have you painted
When was
lately?
the last time you painted? What? What?
I'd probably say maybe 90, 98. Yeah, probably about 98.
98. No, I haven't painted lately either. So I mean, that's something that I refuse to do. But I think in our last podcast, I think I was telling you my house. I got 35, 40% of my house gone right now to remodel.
You are
So-
still living in a half livable house right now?
There has not been anybody in my house since our last podcast. My bathroom, I wish that, you know what? We need to go, Moose, we need to go video next time because I could walk around my house. I could have already shown the turkey feet. I could show my bathroom that's down to studs. It is Reagan and I were talking about it the other day. We are living in about 600 square feet.
Jeez.
And that's a good thing, Chad.
How is your pantry situation? Because I know you like to eat a lot of snacks. So is that 600 square foot, does that include the pantry area where you keep all your snack foods that you just, you grub on a lot?
About 400 square feet of that's pantry.
Love it, buddy. Love it. Very good. Very good.
Yep.
Well, I did hear one of our friends who's a loyal listener to the podcast. I told him that we were doing it today, and he said, hey, man, maybe you'll drop this on him. I would like for you to venture a guess on how much Amazon over the last month averages making a second. Money, how much money do they make a second? Just a second.
$5 million.
A second, Hank.
Dude, toilet paper is 3 million of it.
Amazon averages making $11,000 a second. And
That's low. That's low.
Do the math. Do a minute. So do 11,000 times 60. I'm not really good at math, nor do I have a calculator in front of me. But so 60 seconds make up a minute. In 1 minute, if they make $11,000 a second, what do they make, Hank?
You're getting ready to make yourself look real dumb here. So I would back down. Just say it's 11,000 a second. And that's a lot of money moving forward.
An hour, Hank. And then you make the hour turn into 24 hours. So what do they make a day, Hank? I'm telling you, it's numbers that are just beyond our comprehension right now. We're talking about,
3 million.
Talking about alien stuff, Hank. Alien stuff right now. It's going on. But anyway, I just wanted you. And also, how brilliant is this guy? This guy really doesn't even manufacture anything. He just figured out a way to be able to get it from one place to another and create an commerce site where people can order it easily. He doesn't even make anything. This dude is a genius. Bezos, right? God dang.
Yeah.
Let me get down with this dude. I wouldn't mind. You think he's cool? You think Bezos is cool? Like if you had to have
I think he's probably an awful human. And I think his wife and him, got a divorce last year. And I think she is so excited about that scenario. She's walking away as one of the most paid women on the planet. And I guarantee she is saying, deuces, I'm out.
I agree with you. I think she was probably the happiest person in the world when she found out her husband is cheating on her with some other lady. I bet the smile on her face, dude, it would light up the sky. She was just so gosh dang happy. Oh, this lovely lady. I would like to have a drink with her. Probably much more than Bezos.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, I guarantee she was like, oh, man, I'm getting divorced from Bezos.
Oh, what a
calling me right now. Why is this pro athlete calling me right now? You can't hide
that. Oh, that's funny. Yes. So Bezos sitting on your Christmas card list for next year, but maybe his ex-wife is, right, Hank? Let's go ahead and make a note of that. Let's send her a Christmas card, okay?
We're going to write that down.
Well, another activity, Hank, that I have started participating in that I haven't done this activity probably since its heyday in maybe mid-2000, let's say 2005, 2006. Do you remember when the online poker craze was hitting the world? And, everybody would pop online to Bodog Poker or Party Poker or whatever, and you'd pop in $5 when it was legal and you'd be able to play online with people all across the world. And sometimes you'd win. Most of the time you would lose. Do you remember how easy that was? Do you remember those days?
Dude, do you remember when Carson, my brother-in-law, would come in town and he'd have his laptop and he would sit on my couch and I would have my laptop and I'd sit 2 feet away and we'd be at the same table and we would think that we would rig the system because he had Jack Queen and he knew I had aces and he would fold and people would be like, what? And then the computer was like, what? Yeah, we're getting kicked off.
Oh, that's so funny. Did you ever make money doing that? I'm glad we're talking about this. Did it ever work to your favor? Like you actually would win money?
Can you see my face on FaceTime?
It's blocked out right now. I don't know. Too much streaming.
Have I ever won against a computer? Hell no.
I think that's the answer.
Always win.
Yeah, that's the answer by 99% of all humans who have played online poker. Nobody wins, but that's so funny that y'all even tried to rig it and still couldn't win. Hilarious. Well, anyway,
I love it. Listen, I love it. I love it that one time I had aces, right? All in aces. Ace comes out on the flop. Okay. I'm like, how does this lose, right?
Yes.
Next one comes out. It's like a king. I'm like, oh, now the guy with 2 kings thinks he's got this.
Yes.
We're all good, right?
Yes.
Next one comes out like something else, right? The other guy had 2 aces. I was like,
what?
Carson, are there 5 aces? I was like, are there 5 aces? This is how I knew that system was rigged. I lost on double aces with an ace flop on the river.
Dude, this is impossible. So there are 5 aces
I
in the
know.
deck. 5 aces in the deck.
I'm just telling you, that's why I don't trust online poker.
Oh my God, that's the best story.
Especially what you just did, especially what you did last week. So
Yeah.
tell that, okay, so the worst thing for Chad is that during this quarantine, before the quarantine, Chad used to put on a poker game that used to supplement his income because he used to stay up long enough and wear you down. So I would always win early, tons of money. But Chad would not let you leave. He'd lock you to a chair and you would just wither under the pressure to stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then once you lost your money, he would gladly walk you to your car and say, thank you for coming. So Chad, with the diminishing income I'm sure he's getting, has decided to pull together an online poker game. So Chad, tell us how it went.
Well, so far so good, Hank.
Of course it did.
We've had several tournaments, and it's pretty cool. We set it up where we're just playing for pretend money online, through one of these sites, and it's been a lot of fun. And just on the side, we just do some very small stakes just amongst us. So there's really no money that's transferring. If you kind of get my drift, wink, wink is what we're saying here. So anyway, we had our first tournament last Tuesday, and a couple little snafus. Like sometimes the online site would, if we had 9 players, we were in the middle of a hand, and it would kick 4 of the players to another table separate, and you'd have to play a couple hands, and then it would rejoin you all together back to 9. But anyway, long story short, beside that little snafu, everything is kind of played exactly as I imagined, where I win, the majority of the tournaments, Hank. It's going pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
I'm sure. So a good friend of ours decided to put a Zoom meeting together during the first tournament. And he told me that it was comedy because some people wanted to be on camera, some didn't. We have some friends that are absolute comedians and they want to be part of it. But he said that the moral of the story is that he could tell who was pushing people around and who was trying to be the alpha at the table, and it didn't surprise me what he said.
What did he say?
I'm just saying it didn't surprise me that some people were trying to be more forceful than others. But you know what is I'm sure good, clean fun, like you say, good, clean fun.
The greatest part of this is the plan was, hey, this is this new technology. Let's mess around. This will be a time that we can all see each other and spend a little time. We're social distancing, but still doing some things together. And so it started out, we're going to do it once a week, right? And we're going to start the games early, and we're going to start the game at 8, and the game will be over at 9:30, and that's it. Call it a wrap. That's it for the night.
You're saying this is about fellowship, is what you're telling me.
That's exactly what it is. It's about fellowship. Let's communicate together. Haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to see your face. We've got music playing in the background. Who really cares about the poker? It's about all of us being together, right? One game, once a week, start at 8. It's over at 9:30. Guess what it is morphed into?
4 games, starting ending at 2:30.
Yeah, so the last game or last tournament we had ended at 2:15 in the morning. And, the fellowship and all this stuff is just completely out the window. Everybody just wants to win this poker tournament. But it's still, we're having a blast with it. It has been a ball. And I look forward to you participating with us in the next one, which might be right after this podcast.
I will be there. The reason I couldn't be there at the first one is I was watching, and I know we probably want to talk. We've been talking about things that we've been doing a lot of. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of movies. Yeah. And our friend Michael Banks, who was doing the Zoom, said, "Hey, you got to get on." But Harris and I were watching A League of Their Own for the first time. Harris had not seen A League of Their Own. Oh. And so, I love that movie.
Great movie.
And I just couldn't pull myself away. But, movies are kind of a funny thing because I don't get to watch a lot of them. And I've been watching a ton of them.
So give me an idea of kind of is it mostly comedies? Are we going with some serious dramas? What are you watching, Hank? You're right. You're not typically a movie dude, but now COVID-19's got you locked in. What are you watching?
I'll tell you the 3 movies I've watched in the last 4 days. I've watched A League of Their Own, Major League, and Ford vs. Ferrari.
All kind of, so 2 baseball movies and an auto racing movie, right? Is that a sports theme that you got going on over there?
I don't know. That Ford vs. Ferrari is a pretty sweet movie if you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it. I did hear some really good things about it. But Major League, that's a top 10 sports movie of all time. League of Our Own, that might be top 10 too. So that's some good choices there, fella.
It's a great movie.
What we've been doing over here, because I'm just a sucker for, when we get into a pandemic, it makes me want to think about all the end of the world movies. And so I made my girls struggle through a lot of end of the world movies. And when I'm talking about end of the world movies, I'm talking about like whether it be zombies, there's a virus and zombies overtake the earth, or aliens come down, or like an asteroid destroys our planet. And so we've watched probably 5 of these end of the world kind of, Armageddon and end of all life for humans over the last 2 weeks. And I've got a list, Hank. And can I share this list with you, and you tell me which ones you've seen and which ones you would rank on the Hank's hierarchy, the top 4, if you will, okay? Are you ready?
I will. Let's do this.
All right, so I'm just going to go through a top 10 list of some of the ones that I wrote down here. So Mars Attacks. If you remember Mars Attacks, that's the animated movie about the aliens from Mars came down. Pretty hilarious movie. Have you ever seen it?
I have. It's ridiculous.
Yes, so funny. So we've got Mars Attacks. We've got Independence Day, not the new version, but the old version, Will Smith, where he's just killing aliens left and right. We've got Contagion. We've got Outbreak. We have I Am Legend. We have A Quiet Place, which we watched last night. We have Deep Impact. We have the movie Armageddon, who's got the song in it by, what's the name of the band? Oh, God. How can I forget the name of the band?
Liv Tyler. It's Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. So probably, I don't know if you remember 4 podcasts ago, it was the top 3 love song of all time, which I hate that song, but there you go. We also have This Is the End, which was supposed to be kind of a funny movie. We have also what's the other asteroid movie? No, it was the one with Brad Pitt. It's World War Z. Do you remember that one? World War Z?
No.
Zombies take over the world, just kill everybody. It's just really scary. But anyway, that's my top 10 list. I'll give you my top 5. Do you have any other ones to add to this list?
Listen, let me remind you, 7 sentences I said before. I am not a movie guy outside of, so I do watch some of these movies, but every one that I would pick, if you were to say, hey, end of the world one, the only one I'd add to that is like Gremlins. I mean, hey, that was the end of the world. Those cats are fighting for their lives. That could have been taking over the world.
If if there was water spilled on some of those things, those little gremlins, they would have taken over the world. You're right.
If a magpie would have got in the ocean, it would have been over.
If that movie would have taken place at the beach, it's over for all mankind. It is over.
Yep. Gremlins in Wilmington, it's over.
So Gremlins at Lake Hickory, forget about it. We're dead. We are.
Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. That's an end of the world movie. I'm putting Gremlins down on the list. That's outside looking in. Outside looking in is Gremlins.
So funny. Well, I'm going to start at 3, and then I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Okay, Hank? I know you probably haven't seen a lot of these, so I'm going to go with this. So my number 3 movie, end of the world scenario, was Outbreak. Outbreak scared the living hell out of me. Outbreak was about very similar to today's time. Instead of a bat, a monkey got infected with this virus. And all of a sudden, half the world has got this monkey virus that makes your eyes pop out of your socket, and you literally die within about 3 hours of catching this virus. Really scary, and shoot, to be quite honest, really, really realistic, Hank. That's why it scared me so. Outbreak, have you ever seen it?
I have seen it. It's with Dustin Hoffman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. So the reason I didn't put that in my top three is Tootsie is not going to be in my. The guy that played a woman in Tootsie is not going to be the end of the world guy. Okay, you hear me? Do you
So
hear what I'm
Greg,
saying?
I'm digging exactly what you're saying. And furthermore, let me add to this, which makes my choice of Outbreak number 3 a terrible choice. The little monkey in Friends was the monkey in Outbreak. So you can't be very scary if you're Ross's pet monkey and also the monkey in Outbreak. Am I right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
no, you're exactly right. You can't show me the same monkey that's scratching people in Cambodia is the same person selling espressos in Central Perk.
Oh, so true. So true. So let me nix Outbreak. Thank you for clearing that up, Hank. Thank you for making me see the light there. Thank you very much. So number 2 of my end.
Oh, let me give you my three first.
Oh, I
Let me
thought.
give you my
Okay, give me 3. Give me 3. Yes, sir. Go, please.
my three. Obviously Gremlins is outside looking in, but my three, Armageddon. Okay, the only reason I have this is an awful movie, awful.
Yes.
Okay, Brett, I mean, you have Ben Affleck, who, if he just, the guy's a terrible actor. Have you seen his back tattoo? That dragon that he has on there?
We
That
talked
is
about it.
that is symbolic of his acting career. If you are willing to put that on your back as your badge, guess what? You're screwed. You're not going to win anything from this point forward. That cat and the lead actress Liv Tyler, what has she done since then? It's awful. But when those sweet some bitches were on that asteroid and they had to go 600 feet to the core and Bruce Willis was ahead of the whole gang, you know what? I was in it. I was feeling it.
Diverting from end of the world movies, best Liv Tyler movie ever. This is an easy one, guys. Got that thing you do. Remember that? The Oneaters, right?
Neither.
That thing you do. The Oneaters, right? Liv Tyler stood out. She was a shining star in that movie. Liv Tyler, got to give it up to you, girl. How you feel?
The Oneaters.
The
All
Oneaters.
right, two. What you got?
Okay, so number 2. This is one that man, I saw this in the theater, and I actually have not seen it since I saw it in the theater because it really moved me so. But it was I Am Legend. It was the Will Smith where literally it's just him and his dog. Do you remember this? And I'm a dog lover just like you. And so during the day, the zombies would not come out, but at night, so he could go around and gather food and everything, but at night, he was the last human being on the face of the earth. And he was a brilliant scientist and a brilliant doctor trying to find the vaccine so he could, get the earth to back where with humans instead of zombies. Do you remember this movie, Hank?
It's I'm going to go ahead and break the secret here. It's my number one.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that movie, it's terrifying to feel like that's the end of the world. When he's driving down, I guess they were in New York, and he's driving down the street and he's driving that expedition, flying down there. He's got his dog, and that he looks down that road, and that mannequin is standing there that he talks to every day in that grocery store. And those guys had put it out there that night to goat him to come out there.
Yep.
That was a great part of that movie. But
Unbelievable.
this goes to show you, I Am Legend is my number one end of the world movie, which tells you there's not a lot of selections in this category. I can't tell you what my number 2 is.
Well, so you save your number 2 for right after me as I choose my number 1. Hank, my number 1 end of the world movie of all time. And I will tell you, it really is because of one scene and one scene only. Our president of the United States during this movie was Morgan Freeman. And what has happened during this movie? There was a huge asteroid getting ready just to destroy the world. And the brilliance of humankind comes together, and we figure out a way to divert the asteroid where it still hits the east coast of America and it kills millions of people and destroys New York City and Washington D.C. and all this stuff. But because we are humans, we come together and we survive. There was a scene. The movie is called Deep Impact, and the scene is the first asteroid hits, and Tia Leone is sitting on the beach with her dad, and this tsunami comes up like a bat out of hell, brother, and it scoots back miles and miles in this wave about 200 feet tall. Do you know what movie I'm talking about here? Deep Impact.
I do know what movie it is, but I elected not to see it because it looked awful.
Yeah, well, I saw it 3 times in the theater. So Tia Leone and her dad are standing on the beach because that's where she grew up together and her memories with her dad. And to see the tsunami knock the hell out of them at the end of the movie, dude, it is worth the price of admission, brother. A 200-foot wave takes Tia Leone and just turns her into bits. And that's terrible to say, but that was the best part of the movie. The second best part of the movie is Morgan Freeman gives this rousing speech to all earthlings, all humans that are left on the world like, the waters did come, but we persevered. The fires did come, but we extinguished them. We are humans, and we will survive. How is that for Morgan Freeman right there?
That's the worst Morgan Freeman voice I've ever heard in my life.
Come on, that was good, right? We are.
No, that sounded like that sounded like a raspy DJ.
Somebody or DJ has been smoking way too many cigarettes.
Yeah, like the guy that would work like a 70-year-old birthday party, and he'd have Winston, and it would have like an ash that was like 3 inches long.
Hey guys,
So,
Walker Raina up next. Dun, 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 dun. Right, that guy, that DJ.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That speech was like Tim Tebow-esque right there. It really was. It really got him riled up.
Thank you.
So for my number one, was I am.
You're number 2.
I was kind of thinking, this is how ridiculous this whole like compartment of movies are. Would Sharknado be part of this whole thing? I mean,
how can I leave this off the list? How can I leave this off the list? Unbelievable.
I cannot believe that Sharknado is not it, but it is not my number one. I mean, it is not my number one. I'm going back to my number 2. And my number 2, I'm going to tell you what my number 2 is. Okay. There is a number 2 movie in this whole thing that you said at the beginning when we went through about 10 of these shows. My number 2 gets down to the grit of the American people. You know what? We get down to a catastrophe and we have an enemy. And who's going to take us there? Who's going to take us there? A Navy pilot with a stripper girlfriend. That's who we're going to rely on. Okay? We're going straight to Independence Day. We've got the president. We've got a guy, a drunk, that is spraying chemicals on crop fields. We've got a special missions pilot, and they are all getting communicated with by a stripper on the ground with her dog and her son. It's unbelievable that you would leave Independence Day off your list.
Oh, so true. You're making me. Oh, I forgot about the drunk crop duster, and that just because of him and the stripper, dude, it's got to take the place of Outbreak. I'm moving Outbreak out and moving Independence Day in. Thank you, Hank, for enlightening me.
You are welcome. You're welcome, because that should not be denied. Because if the end of the world is going to happen, we need all hands on deck. We need strippers. We need well drillers. We need printers. We need producers.
Yeah.
We need everybody to get on that front line. And Independence Day really painted a good picture. You don't know who's going to be the man up front. And you know what? Next president could be, I don't know, somebody that's dipping cones at Circus Hall of Cream. Who knows?
Who knows? Worst scene of the whole movie. You remember where Will Smith opens the alien spacecraft crash, and he opens up the door, and he's like, he knocks the alien out. He says, yeah, sucker, or something just so terrible. Like, got you, sucker. I mean,
Yeah.
terrible.
Then he walks away with his parachute like he's going to reuse the thing.
He's got the parachute still hanging from his back. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Well, Hank, hey man, great choices there, buddy. I'm really impressed. You know your end of the world movies, buddy. You know your end of the world movies, and you know next time we do this, when the next Corona comes around, probably next about 9 months from now, we will put Gremlins in there. We will put Gremlins in there for sure.
You know what? I'm just going to go on record that I think the deeper we go into this this podcast, I'm not sure what your first part of the day held, but I think we got a little bit of a special Chad coming into this episode. I think you played. Did you not tell me you played golf?
Yes, played a little golf this afternoon after work. Yep, sure did, Hank, and I won again, Hank. I win again.
Nobody cares about your win. I'm just saying you're a little bit. You've got a little bit more personality, and it's probably coming from that cup you're drinking out of. So I appreciate Moose. We might need to move this to the evening every night because he's a little bit funnier tonight.
Well, I was going to say
I appreciate the production value.
I was going to say the same thing about you, Hank. I mean, you seem to have a little bit more spark tonight, buddy. A little bit of light shining through these airwaves tonight, friend.
Well, you know what? Cream rises to the top, Chad. Thank you. Welcome to the party.
Absolutely. And before we leave, Hank, because we're almost up against it right now, but one of our favorite sitcoms for the last 10 years ended last week. The sitcom is Modern Family. Were you a fan of Modern Family?
Yeah, like, you know, I didn't watch a ton of it. Every time I did, it was hilarious, and I appreciated it. But I didn't watch, like, I was not loyal to the season.
So what we were, my daughter Olivia loves that sitcom so, and I've got to just give it to probably one of the top 3 actors in all, I would say in all of television, and let's stay with comedies, sitcoms in television over the last, I guess, forever. Phil Dunphy to me is top 3 of all time. Everything this dude says and does to me, it just brings a smile to my eyes. So the Modern Family finale was full of laughs and full of tears. I was very sad to see Phil Dunphy go. So I'm pouring one out right now on the block for my man Phil Dunphy and the Modern Family cast. Thank you for 10 years of laughter. Do you see how dramatic I was with that?
That was very dramatic. I'm sure, hey, you know what the good thing is when he gets this message, he's probably going to be brought to tears, you know? But you know what I'll do is I'll tell him at the next realtor convention that we have.
Yes.
Don't worry. When I see him at you know, the National Realtor Convention, I'll say, Mr. Dunphy, let me tell you something. I got a guy in Hickory, North Carolina, thinks you're top.
Hey, thank you for doing that, man. I'm going to give you like a little note if you don't mind passing it to Phil next time you see him. That would really make my day. That'd mean a lot.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, buddy, it's coming to the end of the show here. Normally we talk about some people that have commented on previous shows and everything. And I did get a very interesting text that I didn't, well, I'll just end it like this. They said our last podcast remotely, and because it was new to us, they said it might sound better remotely than it does when we're face to face. Could that be possible? Is that possible?
No. I think those people are idiots, and they have a real problem because I think, well, actually, after tonight, they're right. This is gold.
Yes. Completely agree. We need to do it at 9:00 remotely with Drinking Hand every podcast. I agree.
You know what? We ought to do it at 10:00.
Yeah. Why not 11? While we're playing poker online, let's try that one. And watching Gremlins at the same time.
I think that's good. And when this quarantine's over, let's do it at 9:00 together. Me, you, Moose, in the same room. This is where gold happens.
Sounds good to me, Hank. Sounds good to me. Well, buddy, this is gonna wrap it up. I'm so glad to see you. We don't get to see each other anymore, like face to face. We can only see each other on like a Zoom and Facebook Live. But it is good to hear your voice and see your smiling face. Please tell your family I said hello. Moose,
You do the same.
buddy. And we will look forward. Actually, before we leave, Hank, what is coming up exciting within the next week or two for you and your family? I mean, what's going on? What's going to kind of get us over the hump so we can get through this?
Well, let me think about that. All right, we've got a lot of interesting things happening. We've got no baseball, no soccer. We've got pollen piling up in our yard. We probably have mulch. We've got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do.
That's a very depressing question. Thank you, Chad.
Well,
What great things do you have going on?
Well, thank you for asking, Hank. We've created this kind of cool campaign at Deluxe Printing Group where we are printing these things called encouraging stickers of hope, where we printed just mass amounts of these stickers, and you can check them out if you'd like to purchase one at deluxeprintinggroup.com. Just click the header coronavirus stickers, and you can order these stickers, and we're putting them all over the place. We're giving them to healthcare workers. We're giving them to teachers. I'm giving to the guy that delivered our DoorDash. So if you see these stickers around town, there are words of encouragement like joyous or strong or proud or courageous or whatever. So that is one thing that we are doing, here at our house and at our company to try to spread the word of positivity so we can find a light in this time of darkness. Hank, you see how I paused for drama right there? Did you see that? I paused.
Yeah, that was not a pause. That was a burp. I gotta tell you, that was a burp. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put in a request for a sticker.
Yeah, man.
And I would like to say big fan.
Oh, right now, Hank, to be quite honest, if we put that out there, it could be the number one seller. It could be the number one seller. And of course, we're giving half of all the proceeds directly to our local charities and the food bank. So it's for a good cause. So out of you 12 listeners that are listening tonight or tomorrow, whenever Moose decides to post this, jump on that website, order a decal, encourage someone today. See that pause right there for drama? Did you feel that?
Again, a burp.
Well, anyway, one other thing to look forward to, Hank. So the NFL draft, they are going to do it all April 24th. So that will be some type of live sporting event because we have not seen one in so long. Even though they're not on the field, they will be drafting, which is always fun for me to watch. So we do have some kind of things to look forward to in the sport world, in real world. We're getting there, man. We're almost there, bud. Let's stay strong.
Yep.
Let's stay social distancing. Let's stay quarantined until the powers that be say, hey, it's time to get out because we're almost there, man. I'm feeling it. You feeling that same positivity that we're almost there?
I'm feeling something. I got to feel something because I will tell you that 2 nights ago, Harris and I watched Game 1 of the '87 World Series, and I was entertained. That's how terrible it was. I got to tell you, when the first batter comes up with a set of pony cleats on,
yes,
you know, in a different time time and place in the world. I got to tell you, it was something magical. But Kirk Gibson hits a home run and starts pumping that arm on the bottom of the ninth. Dude, it was fantastic. And that's what this time's all about. Sunday, you better be ready for 10 hours of Michael Jordan. Because I think, isn't that coming out on Sunday?
Sunday, baby. I can't wait. They're already hyping it on all the shows. I watched the Michael Jordan interview this morning on Good Morning America. Dude, this is going to be phenomenal. We are going to enjoy these 10 episodes so much. Can't wait for it. Start Sunday night.
Sunday night. Be ready for it. I wish I could binge that like I did Tiger King.
Yes. Have you seen the new Tiger King just separate episode after the show that it's like basically via Zoom? It is the worst thing on television. It was a money grab for get people to watch, more bull I really like the Tiger King itself, that kind of little series, but this extra show, unwatchable, Hank. Don't watch it.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch it. I barely got through Tiger King. I will tell you though, Ozark, that third season, hot.
Jennifer's digging. Jennifer is digging thoroughly. Yes. Well, buddy, I think that's going to be a wrap. Andrew, thanks for putting it on for us, buddy. And maybe we can get back to see everybody next week or the following. Hank, that cool with you?
That's good with me. Whatever we can do, let's do it.
Absolutely. And we might have another special guest, our next big fan. Maybe two special guests, Hank. Who knows? Let's just bring them all in. Let's bring in let's bring in the big hitters for the next show.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.